been part of life throughout history, but the deterioration of ethics, proliferating political polarization, and diminished social skills seem to have occurred overnight. I believe those who crafted our Constitution and laid out a plan for three branches to ensure the government is effective and the rights of the citizenry are protected did a stellar job. It's our own fault if we are so blinded by partisanship that we are incapable of electing the most competent men and women to leadership roles. It's our own fault that we are so afraid our children won't like us that we throw discipline out the door, expect teachers to raise them, but will not allow the school system to discipline them. I know there are many qualified leaders in our state legislatures and in the U.S. Congress, and many parents who make sure their children understand that there are consequences. Unfortunately, there are not enough of the right people in the right places. There are many good people afraid they might offend someone if they say or do something, so instead of saying or doing something, they stay home. Sound, practical judgment is often perceived as narrow-minded or old-fashioned, while suggestions for doing things differently is often met with suspicion and disregard. As an overall society, we're pretty messed up. Yet we are blessed beyond belief when you consider life outside of these United States. Our forefathers built a strong foundation, knowing we'd probably do everything we could to mess it up. The system isn't broken. We, the people, can do better. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield. That's my 2 cents.
The Missouri Department of Agriculture wants you to know that black vultures can be harmful to livestock operations. Be sure you know the difference between the black vulture and the turkey vulture. Turkey vultures have white feathers across the entire length of their wingspan, while black vultures only have white feathers on the tips of their wings. Turkey vultures fly with their wings in more of a V formation, while black vultures hold their wings in a more straight horizontal formation. Mitigation resources for your farm can be found on MDA's website at agriculture.mo.gov. That's agriculture.mo.gov.
The United States Deputy Sheriff's Association is a national nonprofit and the largest non-governmental provider of services to law enforcement. The USDSA assists city, county, state, and federal agencies with free safety equipment donations and officer survival training, along with cash donations to families of law enforcement officers who perish in the line of duty, a citizen awareness program, and more. For more information on United States Deputy Sheriff's Association, please visit usdeputy.org.
The Cardinals magazine, the care and quality of its presentation, the thick paper, the glossy photographs, and photographs from Stan Musial to Lou Brock to Jim Edmonds to the present-day players, the Cardinal tradition, the history. It will put you right there in Busch Stadium behind home plate like no other magazine. And it's easy to start a subscription. Just call 314-345-9000 or visit cardinals.com/magazine.
Another round of direct cash cattle business is underway, and cash hogs are sharply higher at midday. Hello, I'm Megan Grabner with your Brownfield Livestock Market Report. There's another light round of direct cash cattle business taking place following the light trade that took place on Wednesday. Deals are marked at $174 live in the South, steady with Wednesday's business and $1 higher than the previous week's weighted averages. Bids have surfaced in the North at $275 trussed. Asking prices are around $176 live in the South and $276 to $278 trussed in the North. Look for additional trade to take place over the balance of the week. Box beef is mixed at midday on light to moderate demand for moderate offerings. Choice down $1.66 at $297.84. Select with 68 cents higher at $287.92. At the Huss Livestock Market in Nebraska, steers over 600 pounds were uneven from $5 higher to $6 lower. Heifers under 800 pounds were steady to $7 higher. The USDA says demand was moderate to good from the buyers in the crowd and online. Medium and large one feeder steer 657 to 684 pounds, brought $265 to $272. Feeder steer 700 to 744 pounds, brought $244 to $256. Medium and large one feeder heifer 700 to 742 pounds, brought $222.50 to $233. Cash hogs are sharply higher at midday with moderate negotiated purchases. Processors are picking up where they left off Wednesday and are digging deep to move needed numbers. Demand for U.S. pork remains relatively strong on the global market, which is supportive to prices. The industry, though, continues to monitor the availability of market-ready hogs, and this additional pork coming online as hog weights continue to tick higher. Both do add some pressure to prices. Barrows and Gilts at the National Daily Director up 4.12 with a weighted average of 55.47. There's no comparison at the Western Corn Belt, but a weighted average of 55.47. Prices at the Iowa, Minnesota, and the Eastern Corn Belt were not reported at midday due to confidentiality. Butcher hog prices at the Midwest cash markets are steady at $39. In Illinois, slaughter-sow prices were steady with moderate demand for moderate to heavy offerings at $25 to $35. Barrows and Gilts were steady with moderate demand for moderate offerings at $24 to $34. And pork values were higher at midday, up $1.51 at $90.37. Bellies and ribs were both sharply higher. I'm Megan Grebner for Brownfield.
The Missouri Department of Agriculture wants you to know that black vultures can be harmful to livestock operations. Make sure you know the difference between the black vulture and the turkey vulture. The black vulture has a black head, while the turkey vulture has a red head. Also, the turkey vulture is larger in both size and wingspan. Mitigation resources for your farm can be found on MDA's website at agriculture.mo.gov. That's agriculture.mo.gov.
It's 4 a.m., Monday, and you're literally sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. Man, that's love. And if you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. To make sure your child's in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
That has been the Brownfield Commentary Midday Livestock Report. It's now time to take a look at updated funeral announcements, and it's being brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today. Serving Salem and Dent County for over 30 years, Your World Today is 4 pages of information that will take you about 5 minutes to read, and they are available in over 40 locations in Salem and in Bunker, and online at our website, KSMOradio.com. Your World Today. Be sure and pick one up every weekday or check it out online. Marvin Rodney Pace, age 69, of Salem, passed away Monday, January 22nd. Funeral services for Marvin Rodney Pace will be Friday morning at 11 o'clock at the Wilson Mortuary, Salem Chapel. Visitation for family and friends of Rodney Pace will be from 10 until service time Friday at the Wilson Mortuary. Burial will be in the Cedar Grove Cemetery. And all arrangements for Marvin Rodney Pace of Salem are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem. Roger Donald of Steelville passed away Saturday, January 20th at the age of 74 years. Funeral services for Roger Donald will be Friday at 12 noon at the Britton Bennett Funeral Home in Steelville. Visitation for family and friends will be this afternoon and evening from 4 to 8 at the Britton Bennett Funeral Home. Entry will be in the Steelville Cemetery. And all arrangements for Roger Donald of Steelville are under the direction of the Britton Bennett Funeral Home of Steelville. George Roland Ponzer of Rolla passed away Friday, January 19th at the age of 95 years. Funeral services for George Ponzer will be at the Rolla Chapel of James Gar Mortuary on Friday at 1 p.m., with visitation to be held at the chapel prior to the service from 11 a.m. until service time at 1. Entry will be at the Lake Spring Cemetery. Memorials are suggested to the Lake Spring Cemetery. Cards will be available, and all arrangements for George Roland Ponzer of Rolla are under the direction of the James Gar Mortuary of Rolla. Leonard Oliver Lenny Southard of St. James passed away Thursday, January 18th, at the age of 76 years. Funeral services for Lenny Southard will be at the St. James Chapel of James Gar Mortuary on Friday at 1 p.m. Visitation will be held at the chapel prior to the service Friday from 11 a.m. until service time at 1. And all arrangements for Leonard Oliver Lenny Southard of St. James are under the direction of the James Gar Mortuary of St. James. Laura Ruth Albert, age 57, of Houston, passed away Saturday, January 20th. Graveside services for Laura Ruth Albert
will be on Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock at the Shepherd Hill Cemetery in Barnhart, Missouri. And all arrangements for Laura Ruth Albert of Houston, Missouri are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem. Johnny Dwayne Stroder, age 63 of Boss, passed away Wednesday, January 17th. A celebration of life for Johnny Dwayne Stroder will be Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock at Tudor Hall in Boss. Entry will be in the Boss Cemetery. And all arrangements for Johnny Dwayne Stroder of Boss are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem. Neva Angel Hayes, age 15 of Salem, passed away Monday, January 22nd. Funeral services for Neva Hayes will be at 11 o'clock Monday morning at the Wilson Mortuary, Salem Chapel. Visitation for family and friends will be Sunday from 4 in the afternoon until 7 p.m. to Wilson Chapel. Burial will be at a private cemetery. Memorial contributions may be made to help with final expenses. Envelopes will be available, and all arrangements for Neva Angel Hayes of Salem are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem. That has been a look at updated funeral announcements brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today. Your World Today is the only daily news flyer in Dent County. It is available in over 40 locations in Salem and in Bunker. And be sure and check out Your World Today online at our website, KSMOradio.com. Your World Today, serving Dent County for over 30 years. And the best part about it is absolutely free.
What's the fastest way for you to get yourself up to date on the latest in news, sports, weather, and obituaries that cost you absolutely nothing? It's Your World Today. Serving Salem and Dent County now for over 20 years, Your World Today is 4 pages of information that will take you about 5 minutes to read, and they're available in over 30-plus locations in Salem and in Bunker. Your World Today. Pick one up every weekday. They're free!
It is now time for a look at local news, and it's being brought to you by Southwest Baptist University's Salem campus. SBU's Salem campus provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding area. For more on degrees and programs, stop by SBU's Salem campus today at 501 South Grand Street or call 573-729-7071. I'm Bob Parsons reporting. Dent County Prosecuting Attorney Andrew Curley forwarded the results of the appeal by Randall Abney in the case of the State of Missouri versus Randall Lee Abney from the Missouri Court of Appeals Southern District. After the case was reviewed, the jury's verdict of guilty of the neglect of a child and murder in the second degree for Abney was affirmed, as there was no evidence supporting the 4 points the defendant said the trial court erred in by admitting hearsay and evidence of bad acts. The judgment was affirmed by Appellate Judge Becky J. W. Botherwick, who wrote the opinion, with Judges Don E. Burrell and Jennifer R. Grocock concurring. Curley said typically a motion for a post-conviction relief is filed by the defendant after the after the appellate ruling. The defendant may seek a transfer to the Missouri Supreme Court for consideration. The post-conviction relief usually takes place in the sentencing court. Abney was sentenced by the trial court to serve 2 life sentences. An accident occurred Wednesday morning just after 11:30 in Phelps County at Highway E and Highway HH. According to the Highway Patrol report, a 2016 Jeep Cherokee being driven northbound by 73-year-old Jane Limecooler of Owensville ran off the right side of the roadway, striking a ditch and a tree and overturning several times, ejecting the driver. Limecooler, who was not wearing a seat restraint, suffered serious injuries and was transported by Phelps Health EMS to Phelps Health Hospital. The Jeep was totaled and removed from the scene by Toombs Towing. The Salem Board of Aldermen will hold their regular meeting tonight at the Salem Community Center at the Armory. At the meeting, the board will hear a presentation from Liz Condry on the upcoming visit of Smithsonian's Museum on Main Street exhibit at the Ozark Natural and Cultural Resource Center before Public Works Director Mark Nash will talk about the purchase of a gateway for the AMI system from NextGrid Technology Solutions, followed by the sale of a number of assets of the city on Purple Wave. City Administrator Sally Burbridge will talk about the Serve Line Bill Protection Program that the Utility Committee recommended voluntary participation of coverage of a maximum of $1,000 for both water and sewer leaks, but the committee reconsidered and wanted to recommend $2,500 in coverage. She will also discuss resuming the sending of past due accounts to a collection agency and change companies from Consumer Adjustment Company, Inc. to Online Information Services, Inc. The board will discuss Resolution Number 1-2024, allowing the mayor to sign an agreement between the City of Salem and Online Information Services, Inc. for the collection of past due utility accounts. The board will discuss an airport fuel bid from Nagler Transport, discuss a park and recreation vehicle bid approval with an associated budget adjustment for a used truck, and also discuss Resolution Number 2-2024, authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement between the City of Salem and MRPC to provide technical assistance for the CDBG environmental review. The board will discuss allowing Mayor Parker to sign the financial assistance agreement and the general terms and conditions document for the lead service line inventory project to receive the full grant award from state ARPA funds. Discuss the adoption of the Telephone Consumer Protection Act policy as part of the Salem Municipal Utilities Policy before hearing the financial review of funds by City Financial Director Stacy Houston. The Library Board requested adding Sally Gronowski to the Salem Library Board to replace Rhonda Thompson, and the board will discuss changing the name from the Community Service Committee to the Community Involvement Committee and appointing new members. A number of bills will be read for the first time, including Bill Number 3581, that amends the duties of the Utility Committee, eliminating the reference to the Street Department. Bill Number 3582, that would change the utility deposits from a fixed cost to one that would be 1/12 of the previous year's utilities at that address. Bill Number 3583, changing the terminology of the definitions and duties of the building inspector, and Bill Number 3584, that would also change terminology and responsibilities for violations written by the building inspector. Also, Bill Number 3587 will be presented that would be amending the annual budget for the City of Salem beginning July 1, 2023. After reports from the aldermen and city officials, the meeting will go into closed session. The Department of Public Safety is inviting Missouri fifth graders to participate in the 41st Annual National Missing Children's Day poster contest, with an entry deadline extended now to January 31st, which is just around the corner. The contest is to help children learn about staying safe and to raise awareness of missing children. The national winner and his or her parents and teacher will be invited to Washington, D.C. to participate in the 41st Annual National Missing Children's Day ceremony on May 22, 2024. Transportation and lodging will be provided. One fifth grader from Missouri will be selected as the state winner. That student's poster will be submitted to the national competition. In addition, the state winner will receive a national award certificate from the U.S. Department of Justice, the sponsor of the contest. The poster artwork should reflect the theme, Bringing Our Missing Children Home. This phrase must appear somewhere on the poster. The theme may be depicted in the student's artwork through one or a combination of illustrations. The finished poster must measure 8.5 by 14 inches in the original, not a scanned copy. It must be submitted with a completed application which includes a description of the poster and a brief biography of the artist, either typed or written legibly. The Missouri winner will be notified in March of 2024. For more information, contact Mrs. Connie Burhorst at Missouri Department of Public Safety at 573-751-2771, or email her at connie.berhorst, that's CONNIE.BERHORST at dps.mo.gov. Salem Public Library invites the City of Salem residents in Dane County to participate in their 2024 Community Survey. Information collected will be used to identify top priorities for the library and used to develop strategic long-term plans for the future. The survey should take no longer than 5 to 7 minutes, and all responses will be kept anonymous. The survey is now live, and a link to the survey is pinned at the top of the Salem Public Library's Facebook page. Individuals who wish to complete a paper copy of the survey will be able to do so at the library during normal business hours. The library is located at 403 North Jackson Street in Salem at the intersection of 4th and Jackson Streets. The survey will close after Friday, February 9th. Community members are encouraged to visit the library to participate in current programming, utilize the many services available, access the library's materials collection, or provide additional feedback. For questions about the survey or the Salem Public Library, its services, or current programming, please contact Kate McBride, Library Director at salemmopubliclibrary@gmail.com, or by phone at 573-729-4331. An accident occurred at 5:40 this morning in the Shannon County on Highway 60, 2 miles east of Mountain View. According to the Highway Patrol report, a 2008 GMC Silverado 2500 being driven northbound by 33-year-old Jordan Barrett of Birch Street pulled into the path of a 2002 Chevy Tahoe being driven by 55-year-old Michael Bell of Mountain View. Barrett suffered minor injuries, was taken by a private vehicle to Mercy Hospital in Mountain View. Both vehicles were totaled, with the GMC being removed from the scene by Baker Towing and the Tahoe being removed by Gentleman Jim's Towing. The report went on to state that both drivers were wearing seat restraints at the time of the accident. Well, that has been a look at local news, and it was brought to you by SBU Salem Campus at 501 South Grand Street, where they offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN Bridge program, criminal justice, and elementary education. For more about SBU's Salem Campus, contact admission counselor Chris Welch at 573-729-7071.
What are your plans for the future? Do you need a boost to generate a new plan, or can't afford to go away to college, or your work schedule won't allow you to go? Let Southwest Baptist University Salem Campus be the boost. SBU is committed to flexibility, expertise, and the state-of-the-art technology. We now offer 2 new associate's degrees in teaching and Christian ministries, along with master's degrees in education and business. For more information, please contact admissions counselor Chris Welch to schedule an appointment as a prospective or returning student. You may call 573-729-7071. SBU Salem Campus is your higher education with Christian principles.
This is Deborah Hobson, Director of Infection Prevention. To help prevent disease, wash your hands. As you touch people, surfaces, and objects throughout the day, you accumulate germs on your hands. In turn, you can infect yourself with these germs by touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Washing your hands frequently can help limit the transfer of germs that causes illness. Salem Memorial District Hospital. Every patient, every encounter, every time.
Have you seen Townscreen yet? It's one of the most affordable ways to get your message out in the community. With strategically placed vertical screens in numerous locations in Salem, check it out at the Salem Community Center at the Armory, Aranda's Mexican Restaurant, and Taxmasters, just to name a few. Find out more about how you can use Townscreen for everything local. Stop by 800 South Main or call 636-338-1199. Hometown created and maintained. Townscreen in Salem.
Terrell Complete Auto Care in Salem can take care of all of your automotive and diesel repair needs. Terrell Complete Auto Care has these specials every week. Tuesday is Ladies' Day, and on Wednesday it's Seniors' Day, where you can get $2 off of your oil change. They also offer free delivery and pickup in the city limits. So for all of your automotive repair needs, the place to go is Terrell Complete Auto Care at 307 East Scenic Rivers Boulevard in Salem.
Save on everyday items with digital coupons at Country Mart. It's easy. Download the Town & Country Markets app and browse through a variety of digital coupons available and clip them to your account. You can also clip digital coupons online at tcmarkets.com. Shop at a store for your favorite items, then tell them your phone number at checkout, and the digital coupons will be deducted from your purchase automatically. Scan the QR code on the in-store flyer to learn more and start saving more today.
It is now time to take a look at local and regional sports, being brought to you as a courtesy of KSMO, your Ozark sports leader. The Salem Lady Basketball Tigers face Sullivan this evening, starting with the JV game at 5:30 with the varsity game to follow. KSMO Radio will broadcast the girls' varsity game, and KSMO Media will video stream it starting around 6:45. The Lady Tigers are 4-14 on the year and have lost their last 3 games. The Salem Boys Basketball Tigers will be at Houston tonight in their first SCA conference game. The JV game starts at 6, followed by the varsity game. Salem is 9-8 going into the game. The game will not be heard on KSMO due to the Lady Tiger broadcast. Salem Boys Basketball Tigers have added a game Friday night at Waynesville starting at 6 o'clock with the JV contest, and the varsity match is to follow. This game replaces the game with Osage that will not be made up after being snowed out. Braden Shin scored the game winner in overtime as the St. Louis Blues beat the Vancouver Canucks Wednesday 4-3. The Blues, who have won 3 in a row, play at Seattle Friday night at 9 o'clock, and you can hear that match right here on KSMO. Well, that's been sports, brought to you as a courtesy of KSMO. Stay tuned for a look at sports from the Missouri Net.
Missouri Net Sports, I'm Cameron Connor. The Blues survived a scare during a 4-3 overtime win over the Vancouver Canucks at Rogers Arena. St. Louis held a 2-goal lead in the third period, but Pius Suter scored 3 goals in the third, with his final goal tying the game in the final minute. However, Braden Shen lit the lamp in the second minute of the extra period. Jack Neighbors, Pavel Bushnevich, and Alexei Toropchenko all scored in the victory. Shen says the wins will keep stacking if the team continues to be the priority.
Everyone feels important right now. Everyone's playing lots. Everyone's included. Everyone has a role, and we're built like that. And we need everyone to step up. It's going to be different guys on every night. We just don't rely on 1 or 2 guys. And right now everyone's doing it.
The Blues are on a 3-game winning streak, and they moved into 5th place in the Central Division with 50 points and a 24-20-2 record. St. Louis visits Seattle tomorrow night. Over to Kansas City, the Chiefs are continuing to prepare for the AFC Championship. Kansas City will visit Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday afternoon at M&T Bank Stadium. The team may have to find a way to do it without left guard Joe Thuney, who is unlikely to play with a pectoral injury that he aggravated late in the divisional round matchup against the Bills. Center Creed Humphrey discusses lineman Nick Allegretti taking his place.
Yeah, Allegretti's a great player. He's been around for a long time, a ton of great experience. He's played in huge games before, and, whoever's up this week is going to do a great job.
He also realizes how tough of a task the Baltimore defense is.
Yeah, I mean, they're a great defensive front. They have a great defense, really physical, really aggressive, and, it'll be a tough challenge for us, but we're excited about it, and we're ready to get rolling.
Defensive tackle Derek Nottie, wide receiver Sky Moore, right guard Trey Smith, safety Mike Edwards, and running back Isaiah Pacheco did not participate in practice Wednesday. Linebacker Willie Gay Jr., quarterback Blaine Gabbert, and cornerback L'Jarius Sneed were limited in the session. Kickoff for this matchup is 2 p.m. on Sunday. I'm Cameron Connor, Missouri Net Sports.
What is it that makes you powerful? It's not only having a voice, but knowing that it's heard loud and clear. We understand knowledge can change your life, and that energy will continue to power it. And because you're part of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we're always listening. Because you're more than just a customer, you're a member. And what's more powerful than that?
We are Missouri's electric cooperatives. Learn more at membersfirst.coop today.
Are you having a hard time finding ag podcasts? We can help. The podcast directory at agriamerica.com allows you to search by category and topic so it's quick and easy to find what you're looking for. Ag Chicks, Farm for Profit, Heart of Rural America, the Shark Farmer Podcast, Real Ag Radio, and more are featured on Agri-America. Our extensive directory has something for everyone. Discover a new ag podcast today by visiting agriamerica.com. That's agriamerica.com.
There's a place for do-it-yourselfers with everything for your car or
truck. You'll find these great deals at K&H Auto Supply. Gum Out Carb and Choke Cleaner $4.99. Lucas Deep Clean Fuel System Cleaner for $7.99. Blue Devil Oil Stop Leak for $14.99. And KSMO Coolant Leak Repair for $15.99. K&H Auto Supply is your Parts City Auto Parts store right here in Salem.
Parts City. Yeah, Parts City. Parts City.
This is Cardinals broadcaster Ricky Horton. Soon enough, the boys of summer will be back and on the fields in Jupiter, Florida. Spring Training 2024. It'll be another season of the home runs, the hits, and the unforgettable moments. We will have you covered and will be with you from the first pitch to the final out, right here on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Gray Bar. Cardinal Baseball on your Ozark Sports Leader, KSMO.
We are definitely different than most long-term care facilities. Our entire purpose is to serve the veteran.
The nurses and the help that we have here, they're just such wonderful people. And I really appreciate the kindness and the natural people that they are. Well, I don't know how they could choose any place better.
Missouri's veterans' homes are now accepting admissions. Visit mvc.dps.mo.gov.
Stay right here on KSMO Radio. We've got Missouri Net News coming up shortly. And then after the top of the 1 o'clock hour, I'll be back with your latest KSMO weather forecast.
This is Cardinals broadcaster John Rooney. Soon enough, the boys of summer will be back on the fields in Jupiter, Florida for Spring Training 2024. It will be another season of the home runs, the hits, and the unforgettable moments. We will have you covered, and we'll be with you from the first pitch until the final out, right here on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Gray Bar. Cardinal Baseball on your Ozark Sports Leader, KSMO.
The Missouri Veterans Home is a long-term skilled care facility that is now accepting admissions. The care is top-notch because our veterans deserve it.
Everybody is friendly. They treat you with respect. Like I say, I am so grateful that I got to be a resident here. It's just wonderful being here.
For more information about admissions at Missouri's Veterans Homes, visit mvc.dps.mo.gov. A message from the Missouri Veterans Commission.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast with a buck here, buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-Do.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Hey, y'all, it's Fitz from the Country Top 40. You got to join me this weekend. Warren Ziders is going to hang out with us to let us in on the worst critic he's ever had.
Oh, man. It's like trying to get the stars and the moon and the sun all to align.
The mystery identity behind Warren Ziders' rudest critic and the 40 biggest songs of the week this weekend on the Country Top 40 right here.
With news on Missouri Net, I'm Marshall Griffin. Lawmakers in the Senate are again considering making Blair's Law a reality. It was vetoed last year as part of a wide sweeping crime package that Parson crossed out. It would increase penalties for reckless discharge of a firearm within city limits. Kara Korchis with the Missouri Chamber of Commerce said the law is badly needed, citing businesses that are on the receiving end of celebratory gunfire after big sporting events.
We have seen countless amount of reports from our members about windows blown out in their buildings, in their fleets that are sitting in their parking lot, and that obviously is an increased cost to businesses in terms of both direct damage and insurance claims as well.
Missouri has received a federal grant of $92 million to improve I-70. The news comes as the legislature provides $2.8 billion for the Improve I-70 project. The state plans to use the federal money for specific projects along the roadway, including truck parking and work zone safety technology. And nobody won last night's Powerball drawing, making Saturday's jackpot worth $164 million. This is Missouri Now.